we'd be a little silly to think that we have come through the last year without some things changing. And that means a lot to me because last year I talked to you guys about personal branding. And if you remember, there was a lot of convictions I had around that as we walked through the 5 pieces of it and how to get to a point where you're comfortable with understanding really what your mission is and the experience you want to leave people with. If you recall, those were some that just had a little bit more of a personal, intimate feel to them. And, I guess a year later, as we get ready to talk to you here in 2021 for this year's Virtual Catalyst, I want to approach the same subject with a little different flavor to it, because to think that we have come through, and like I said, we haven't changed, would be really selling ourselves short. And I think some people look at it as like, wow, I really changed a lot, and maybe that's a bad thing. I'm not the same person I was. I've been isolated in my house for this time and not seeing and connecting with people. I'd actually push back the other way. I think that we have learned to embrace the things that have changed. For me personally, it was tough to come face to face with some of those things that changed, not because I was afraid of what they were and who I am, but thinking that what it was like without those things in my life or part of my brand or my own personality previous to that. What wasn't I seeing? What wasn't I having the time to connect with or connect on? So that's what I want to talk to you about this year. So a little bit of a preview as we get ready for that. 3 things we're going to hit on. One, we're going to revisit personal brand in general. The second is embracing those things and how to identify those things that have changed in the past year. I wrote a blog recently that said, the person that walked out that door a year ago is not the same one that's walking back through it. And the third piece of that is, how do we integrate that into our personal brand? How do we take those components and look at how the things that we're embracing and those things that we feel have changed for the better and make them part of who we are going forward? So looking forward to talking with you, seeing you, getting the chance to share, and focusing on how we remember all the good things that we were able to take away from the previous year instead of focusing on some of those negatives. Until then, so excited to be part of this. I hope you guys are too, and I will see you in the summer.